What is going on, Governors? Chiscool here, and today we're back for the Rise of Kingdoms Global Champions Grand Prix in 2025. This is an incredibly hype tournament, pitting the best players in the world against each other, where one team will ultimately rise to the top. Today, we're spectating 489 versus 748W. It should be an incredibly hype match. We've got incredibly storied histories for both of these teams, and we're going to review all of it before we jump into the match, which should be starting momentarily. Now, if you're hyped about this tournament, consider smashing the subscribe button. I know I'm hyped to be here. Big thank you to the makers of the game for bringing me onto the channel to cast for today's matchup. There are a bunch of matches going on today, but the 489 versus 748W matchup features teams that have both progressed in the Grand Prix. Let's talk about it. In Season 9 of regular Osiris League gameplay, 489 was the champion for the Realm of Bastet. 748W was top 4 in the Realm of Bastet. The highest result in their Osiris League history, 489, as I mentioned, was champion in Season 9, but they did it again in Season 6. 748W, well, they were the champion in Season 8. And the highest Grand Prix result they've had, 489, was the champion in 2023. 748W in 2024 made it to the top 8. Now, here's where things get spicy. When we talk about this matchup and what might happen, a part of what we need to figure out is, do they have the same strategy? Do they have competing strategies? And it does seem that one of these teams is more focused on buildings and another is more focused on arcs. When we get a look at the breakdown of the skills that they've used, this is where things start to get really interesting, and we can maybe start to predict, like, okay, what will happen in this matchup? Both teams use energetic an equal amount, dust up, time warp, to the death, and even Desert Storm an equal amount. But let's talk about where they're differing. 489 locks in with Heaven's Grace, using it as much as those other skills I mentioned, energetic, dust up, time warp, and to the death. Meanwhile, 748W is using no mark. So these teams do have different strategies, which we'll see play out in today's matchup. We've also seen that 489 uses sneaky tactics, which can lead to some pretty impressive plays, but also 748W uses master strategy. So I think this is going to be an exciting matchup, and I'm just going now to get into the matchup myself so that I can show this to you. Let's see. Okay. Give me just a second here. Just need to try one thing real quick to be able to hop into the match. Give me just a moment, and we will be ready to rock here. I've also got more stats to share with you, which I'm pretty hyped about. In terms of average Arc points, 489 averages 8,333. 748W averages 6,667. But 748W has more occupation points. And on the flip side of things, there's a huge differential in the gathering for both of these teams. 489 averages 3,277 points per match, whereas 748W is averaging 1,114 points per match. I thought this was really interesting to see because 748 is not as focused on gathering, or maybe they'll change that around. We'll see how that plays out in this upcoming match. So we've got 489 more focused on arcs. We've got 748 more focused on buildings. And 489 has arcs as a part of their strategy. In terms of how they got to this point, 489 beat Beer twice and lost once. 748 beat 93X, 1188, but lost to Beer. So Beer will also be a team to watch in future matches for sure. 489 participated in the 2024 Grand Prix and was eliminated by 93T in the round of 4 in a very, very close 34,525 to 34,988. And 748W was eliminated also in the round of 4 in the 2024 Grand Prix. They were eliminated by 466W in a close but not as close match, 35,826 to 39,665. So drop into the chat your thoughts for what this matchup is going to look like today. How close do you think it's going to be? Is this going to be a blowout? I don't think so. I would bet you this ends up being in the realm of like a 5,000 point game. And I do generally love when teams have two different strategies. One team going for arcs, which I think we're going to see 489 do. The other team going for buildings, leveraging no mark to get a huge point advantage there, which I think 748W is going to do. What I typically see and think, and again, let me know your thoughts in the comments or in the chat, but I think that if 748W can get even just one arc, and they run a powerful, dominant building strategy, they're positioned to win. So I think what 489 has to do is get every arc and run lots of arcs. That is my suspicion for how this is going to play out. Now, we can enter into the matchup in just a few seconds here, which I'm hyped to do. Also, drop into the chat where you placed your Oryx this week. We're going to jump into the match now. And we've got the 3-minute prep phase, which is starting. Let's jump into the match. Here we are. Now, there's a bunch of things that I like about the Grand Prix as a format. One thing that I really like is that everybody's got the same building blocks. They're all working with the same base stuff. Love to see it. So collection is eliminated as a differentiation point for these matches. It comes down to the strategic choices they make and how well they execute against their plans. Super hype. I suspect we'll see, obviously, QSH making a dominating performance. We see the majority of players here are using the Zenith theme that brings 12% defense for all troop types, which makes sense. The exception is the players that are likely rally or garrison using cavalry themes. We've also got this theme as a differentiator. So a few options here, but pretty locked in on 12% defense as a meta choice. $126 till the match begins. I personally don't think we'll see any shenanigans at the start. I don't think we'll see any early obelisk captures. We look on the red side, 748W. They've got quite a bit more of this theme in use. Some different approaches here from the two teams on the city themes to run. At the end of the day, this is a small differentiator, but even small advantages are advantages. And you claim them wherever you can get them. All the way down to the civilization choice, which generally everybody is going for a civ with a 5% march speed boost. March speed being the name of the game in Ark of Osiris. All right, folks. Here we go. The matchup begins. Let's zoom out and get a peek around. There's Energetic. We knew from the pre-read into what these teams were going to do that Energetic was on the menu. Something they use every single time. And here it is. Energetic has been deployed. They're going for the advantage with the skills that they can use. Sentries going down as well. Vision buy for blue, that's 489. The opposing side of the map, midpoint of the Desert Altar and the Shrine of Life. Getting a look at the Shrine of War with possible LOS toward the Sky Altar walk path. Meanwhile, 748W only deploying one sentry, looking exclusively to the bottom lane between the Sky Altar and the Shrine of War. In terms of where everybody's troops are going, we do see one obelisk already captured here, and that is a meaningful advantage in terms of how fast they got that cap. 748, perhaps a little behind compared to, wow, both obelisks for 489. They definitely rehearsed that opener. Okay. Very unexpected. Typically, I would anticipate a pretty even split there on when those would be taken. Now, don't worry, we'll be zooming in momentarily here. We're just still trying to keep a big picture view of the battlefield to see where everybody's going. What is the big picture? And if you're new to Ark of Osiris in general, what you see here is a push through from the inside lane that refers to the area just outside the temple. The Shrines of War and the altars is the inside lane. An inside lane push through the altar. Well, not through the altar, to the altar. And through the Shrine of War. So you'll see that 489 will play defensively on their altar. 748 will play defensively on their altar. And all of that should unfold momentarily. I think. You can almost even see the symmetry in the way the map is unfolded here. With the exception of what is going on over here. This is a little weird. something might be going on. 748 possibly looking to push Sky. They're not going right up to their Desert Altar. Whereas you can see 489, they've moved right on in. Okay. We're going to zoom back out and see where people are headed. More sentries did go down for 748W. That enabled them to snipe the sentry for 489. And they've got vision on this obelisk. Hold on. This could be an obelisk play. Okay, let's see what's going on here. 748W. They've got players downfield. Archer Rally breaks. QSH is on the field. One of the most valuable units they could have. Now getting sniped off by these cavalry. Moving toward the Shrine of Life. Possible pivot from an obelisk play to a Shrine of Life cap. Still players moving in. Sky Altar actually abandoned. Just the captain. Eleanor Hera moving into position to take that. Wow. Very, very aggressive play. If we compare, 748 is pushing on to the Sky Altar here, but 489 has a lot more left behind to protect it. Although these marches by the Sky Altar are going to get ambushed. 26 seconds left to get into that thing. We've got Viet Ming moving in here. Likely to take out this double C. Scrambling, Liam, moving the Eleanor around, just wants to live so they can get into the garrison. Gonna be the person with the fastest hands that gets into that garrison in just a second. This garrison opens in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's gonna be 748! They were positioned a little bit better on the outside of that structure. The way that you know that is that you want to be standing just on the edge of the building's radius when you tap on the building. That will put you into the building instantly. We see now Liam, the captain, unable to take out the QSH. QSH in the garrison doing area of effect damage. More players from 748W pouring into that garrison to keep it full. With that said, 49 does have field control here, likely to swarm this thing back and get control of the structure. With 2:27 left on the clock for that building, it is likely that they will get that situation managed. Meanwhile, Shrine of War also now in the hands of 489, and this Desert Altar effectively given up by 748W. So 748W really needs to get this Sky Altar and hold it, which they didn't. So this leaves 489 up an altar at the start of the match. Also, up a shrine. They've exchanged Shrines of Life, but the Shrine of War, 2 of them, in the hands of 489. Another QSH garrison here. I mean, I know he's good. And I know you just got to use what you have. 748W holding the Sky Altar. Eleanor Hera doing what they do best. Now, for those wondering, why is it that we see Eleanor Hera here? Wait, no mark already deployed. No mark already deployed for 748W. Okay. The building plan is in effect, chat. They are running that building game. Chat wondering why QSH is the garrison. Sometimes you use the garrison you have. And it may not be the best garrison in the game, but it's the one you have, gosh darn it, so you use it. That's why. It's what's there. And sometimes what's there has just got to be good enough. Sometimes the captain can't get in. Garrison's too full. People are stuffing it. Sometimes you just don't have it. Other times, the opposing team has sniped your captain march. in the field. And it's literally not there, even though you'd planned for it. And trust me, these teams have planned. 748W now flipping the altar. This is a part of their plan. I mean, they're all in on the building game. I'm really curious how much they'll send to middle. They are going middle. Make no mistake. And for those of you wondering, Chisco, why is it that we see Eleanor Hera in the garrison here, but not as much in KVK? And the answer is actually simple. It is largely because, as I mentioned earlier, march speed is so important. These players are likely using at least 2, probably 3 cavalry marches in the field. And so cavalry is what people have when they go to fill these garrisons. Which this Shrine of Life might actually flip. Here it is. Hakun with a clutch refill in that garrison. Trying to field. Doing what they can. Shrine of Life is going to be close. Looking to middle. Teams are prepping. New sentry goes down. Also Shrine of Life under pressure. This is an important building to own going into the mid-fight. You want the health, you want the march speed. And by the way, we can see the no mark effect here is at play. Looking back to middle. This fight will unfold shortly. Should be hype. Map is otherwise in favor of 489, which, considering that 748W has no mark active, this is not a great, really not a great sign for them. They're not likely to win this first arc. They don't really have a lot of tricks up their sleeves because they don't have the points for it. This is awkward. This is probably not the way they dreamed up this opener. Although they are ahead still by thousands of points. So maybe it is just good enough. Maybe it's exactly what it needed to be. 489, moving into position on the temple. 748W, already in position at the temple. Little bit of a tussle. Looks like Zhuge Liang getting a little lost. Should have asked for directions. Check the map. Get swarmed down. Free trip back to your city. Take a walk. March is getting in position. Some fresh, some not so fresh. Okay, 489 breaks this open. Activating Dust Up. The brawl begins. Wow. Power play in effect. To the Death has been activated. They are not fooling around. They know that 748 has already used no mark, and they don't care. They've activated To the Death anyways. The weird thing is 748W winning anyways? They have the Ark. Oh my god. Wait. Wait just a minute. With a massive ability point disadvantage, 748W says we didn't need those ability points anyways. We're just better. They've got the Ark. They won the fight. This is a very unexpected twist. What happened? Hello? Now look, there's a couple things that could have happened. One could simply be that they had more players in the middle. And if that's true, is this what 489 was doing? Was this worth it? Is it possible that 489 just kind of felt like, obviously they're not going to go middle because they used their skills, but then they went middle anyways, and so 489 sent people other places? That's my suspicion. I think when 748 used no mark, 489 called the audible. They sent less people to middle because they assumed that 748 wouldn't go for the Ark. 748, they went for the Ark. And the funny thing is, you remember what I said at the start of this cast? As a team that doesn't go for Arks, all 748 needs to do is likely get just this one Ark, and they win. And even though this Ark is worth less points, folks, I think this may be the linchpin to the 748 victory. I'm not saying they've already won. I'm just saying historically, when a team has a building strategy, they can't get any of the Arks. And all they need is one, and they would have won. And here they are with one Ark already. That was a plot twist I did not expect. And it's funny because you could argue, one could argue, the use of no mark from 748W was premature. They didn't have building dominance. They didn't get building dominance. But if using it when they did led to 489 undercommitting to the middle, then they couldn't possibly have timed that better. What a plot twist. Did not see this one coming. And this is a stark reminder that even if your units have an advantage, numbers are numbers, baby. And numbers are hard to beat. 748W, dropping the Ark in a caravan, doing a quick little handoff here, presumably. I suppose it could sit there for a while if they wanted. The place you don't want to hold the Ark is next to the obelisk. This feels like a pretty safe position. Folks, this is a very interesting opener here that we're seeing unfold. You were here for it. The legends that you are. Fight by the Sky Altar. Big tussle. 748. Battling in. Joan primary on the part of 489. You know, we should probably get a look at what the marches are in the field. What do you think, chat? Get a look around? See what's being used? The choice of what marches to bring could have also been the differentiator for the mid-fight. Typically, teams bring the same stuff, though. They align on the exact same meta for what is or is not the absolute best to bring. In a world in which you want 1 infantry, 1 archer, and 3 cavalry marches, what would you bring? Altar flips. And altar flips. I mean, 748 has got that engine rolling. Oh, wait, spoke too soon. Caster curse, altar flips. A Sebutai Skippy A rally? That would qualify as unconventional. That would qualify. If you're looking for an answer from me on why they do that one, I actually am not so sure. We'd have to do some real thinking to figure that out. In terms of commander pairings, looks like we're seeing some Huo William. Arthur with Philip. And Joan with Nevsky for your 3 cavalry marches. Yes, there will be differentiation for sure. Here's a Belly Prime. The differentiation is incredibly valuable. Belly Prime, when hitting a swarmed target, can make it take an extra 12% damage. The thing I am a little surprised by is the Archer March configuration. I would have expected 1 Archer March only. QSH with Zhuge Liang, maybe QSH with Hermann Prime as a differentiator for a debuff. But it does look like there might be some Zhuge Liang Phillips on the map. Which I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying I'm a little surprised. A Hermann Prime primary here? I mean, I'm a little surprised. The Ark still has not been scored, by the way. Energetic activated. Leadership Garrison falls. 748 regaining control of their altar. Now, at some point, these guys are going to time warp and no mark again. But they don't need to do that yet. And having the time warp in their arsenal is incredibly valuable. They probably have another 6-cost skill that they'll use before they go to no mark. In fact, it's very likely they'll use To the Death, possibly for their next arc, before they time warp. A little bit of a blast from the past. YSS now the captain. Anchors away. Big swarm on the garrison. Even the double C filling march is big swarming here. I personally am not a fan of the, dedicated filling marches. I understand their role, but then you get in these situations where they got to fight and they can't. But I think, these guys know better than I do. I just want to be able to fight with all my marches, gosh darn it. Right? You can see there's a double C in the midst of all this, just kind of floating around. I do think it's interesting to see the Skippy with Liu Cha combination. This is an oldie, but goodie. Skippy with Liu Cha. Why would this work? Instant proc damage over time, debuffs, shielding to yourself and allies, and double area of effect damage. The fact that they're using Skippy Prime over BQ, to me, is very interesting. That is very interesting. You'd think that there'd be enough synergy with the formation that it'd be worth it. Chat says March speed. Oh. Are we missing March speed on BQ? I can't remember off the top of my head. I just kind of assume all the commanders that are open field commanders have some March speed these days. Does BQ not have March speed? That would definitely be a complete explanation of that choice. March speed is actually everything in this game mode. And we do see someone does have a BQ up in here. Both teams, in fact, are using some BQs in the field. Hera Garrison, holding on for dear life. Hoping they can win with the AoE, but the QSH rally here is putting out some big skill damage. Gonna be tough to contest. And the Garrison does flip. Ark is still chilling. No, they did score it. Apologies. The Ark has been scored. And we've got 4 minutes till the mid-fight. I was wondering. I was like, hold on. Wait just a minute. It is interesting to me that they scored the Ark, because typically with a building strategy, you want way fewer Arks. I wonder if they're feeling like they just are fine. They can just go for it. Is that what's going on? They're feeling like, we might just be overdogs this year. Look at this hollow square formation in use. Hollow square. Damage taken reduction, shield enhancement. Honestly makes a lot of sense for this game mode. Big movement here to the middle. They think they can win the third one. They have so many options with Time Warp. They can do a lot here. Is there even really an option for 489? I mean, if history is any indicator, they're already using energetic. Wow. If history is any indicator, we can expect Heaven's Grace from 489 as their sort of skill to fill. They could pop a Desert Storm, a Heaven's Grace. Dust Up might be off cooldown. Maybe they'll use Sneaky Tactics. What would you do if you were 489 in this situation? They really have to get this Ark. They need to regain control of the tempo of this match. They're behind, which means that 748 has a lot of options. There's the Desert Storm. 748 deploying it onto the bulk of the 489 forces, who are really unable to avoid eating the majority of this damage. That right there might single-handedly be enough damage to decide the winner and loser of this fight. I think the reason they would have deployed that skill when they did is they must have been almost full on their bar. But this does open themselves up to having Sneaky Tactics used against them. This mid-fight is going to be big. This is a big moment. Mao scouting. We see that this sentry is down. So 748 has vision. The same is not true for 489. They do not have vision of what's here. So they decide to mirror the Desert Storm. Great play. 489, or sorry, 748 scrambling to get out of that damage. But they're kind of trapped into the damage by the position of 489. 489 moving in for the engage. 489, Mao engages. Dust up. 489 to the death. 748. 489 called the shot. There's the Heaven's Grace. If I were 489, I would have popped that Heaven's Grace sooner. I know that sounds a little weird, but they could have pre-healed for this fight because they were already low from the dust up. So I think they could have done that sooner. And I think it might cost them, but let's find out. Great positioning on this Osiris Temple. 489 has the spacing such that even if they lose, they could snatch the Ark. 748 trying to contest that Ark. Double C's in position around the carrier. Looking to get this thing. 7 seconds till Ark spawn. Fight is looking like it might go blue. Hard to say. Ark grab in progress. Carrier is 748 with the quick hands again. But is it going to matter? I don't think so. I don't think so, folks. This is looking bluer and bluer by the second. And so 489 can take this Ark. Now, please. I say this of every team that runs the Ark. But please actually escort your Ark carrier. I mean, I guess it's better content if they don't. But oh my gosh, it drives me nuts. Years of casting Ark has taught me that you have to watch the carrier and not stop watching the carrier because you just don't know what's going to happen. And these shenanigans over here, this big wave is exactly what I'm talking about. If this carrier is under-supported, they will get cooked. And we will see mid-fight 2.0 in just a second. Leo the carrier. Only 23,213 troops remaining for them. This Ark is very critical for 489. If 489 scores this Ark, they even up the board. Or at least bring it close to even. But if they don't get this Ark, the writing will be on the wall. And this carrier is looking less and less protected by the second. Are they going to an outpost right now? Connor, they may be going to the outpost. Oh, the outpost is garrisoned. Ace in the pocket, but low health. Could easily take out this carrier. There's the ambush. Double C. Not really going to be able to get it done, though, except that it's Double C's defending. Oh, my gosh. We've got an 8C battle unfolding in front of us here. This is an 8C battle. I'd say that it was about to be a 10C, except this guy's just decided he's had enough. He's good. He's always, they got other places to go, other things to do. I'll tell you, man, The carrier stuff makes me anxious every time I see an unguarded carrier. Rally in on the desert altar. Time Warp still available for both teams. Almost certainly the only skill remaining for 489 that's unrevealed is Time Warp. $748W. 2 skills left on the set of things they could use that's still unrevealed. Likely to be a Time Warp and what? I mean, Energetic we've seen. It could be Dust Up. They use Dust Up at... I think it's Dust Up. Actually, I think it's Dust Up. Time Warp Dust Up is what's left. So we know most of what's here. Now, what is 489 gonna do? BK Love with the Ark. Positioning outside Arvix's city. Right by J Tower. Right by Eva. Do they cap it? What's the plan? I would think you score this thing. A little bit of tricky stuff going on here. Gathering March coming home. Obelisk going to flip in a minute. This is not something that 489 should permit. They need to get this thing sorted out, or it could become a problem. You don't want to have 450 million power players teleported into your backline. And there's the commit to sort it. The guy pops out. He's like, okay, I got more important stuff to do. Just wanted to see if you were paying attention. The attention check has been passed by 489. Time Warp resets the cooldown of your abilities and gives you enough ability points to use some really powerful skills. Are any of these teams gathering? That's a fair ask. We can get a look around if you're interested. What I would say is this. We know from prior matches that 489 is very good at gathering, typically pulling down 3,000 points. Whereas 748W typically does not do much provisioning. And we see that they're really kind of not provisioning as far as I can tell. Attack onto the Sky Altar. Likely going to be thwarted, but the garrison is low-ish. Resorting for a moment to a Huo. And now a Jan Ziska. Don't see that every day. A little bit of obelisk shenanigans getting sorted out. Ark is still just chilling. So this is kind of interesting. They want to make it specifically a 3-arc game, I guess. They're waiting for having enough, perhaps, points to do a big play. Is Desert Storm really that good? So here's the thing I would say. Is that I would not underestimate how meaningful it is to reduce all your enemy's troop count by 1% right before a big fight. If you can hit all their marches with Desert Storm, yeah, you can get a pretty decent advantage in a mid-fight. $748 is in a decent position to win, but it's way too early to tell. I would agree that it is too early to call this match either way. But I do think that a appropriately timed no mark from 748 could be a major point gainer for them. This is only the second arc. Yeah, it's just 3,500 points. Which feels weird to say. Because, like... First of all, we're more than 40 minutes into the match. But second of all, I'm wondering what the calculus is in the 489 minds for how to win here. Because these guys know what they're doing. They know better than I do. That's for sure. So they think it's a good idea to hold this arc. I kind of feel like they should have gone for more arcs. I don't think 489 has enough buffer, personally. If you assume they get this arc and the next arc, I don't think they can outplay the no mark. Do you? Valiant in the chat agrees. Guys, I don't know that they can outpace the no mark with the next, and that assumes they get the next arc. I mean, it's not a foregone conclusion. Who will the winner of this match ultimately face? That is information I can get for you. Give me just a moment here. I'll pull that up after I find something exciting for you guys to watch. Little Shrine of War tussle here. Okay. Let's see. The winner faces NP39 or Beer. So the winner will definitely have a tough matchup as the follow-up. Chat pointing out that 489 is catching up on this leaderboard. Yeah, the thing is that even if the board is... the map is even on structures, activating no mark is just going to be huge for 748W. So even if they lose this next arc, it is going to be crazy. Beer has already won pretty much, chat says. So the winner of this group likely to be facing Beer. Chat wondering, how is the 77 versus 93 matchup? I haven't looked around at the readout for other teams. I'm pretty locked into just sort of finding where the most exciting action is in this matchup. Because guess what, folks? We almost have a 1,000 point game on our hands here. Third arc is the whole thing, says the chat, and I think they're right. If we look at the provision score, though, this is where things are going to get really, really, really spicy. So what's happening right now? Let me explain this. Look at this provision score. 748 averages about 1,000, maybe 1,500 points per game for provisioning. Let me pull up that number again for you guys real quick. 1,114 to be exact. So these guys average 1,114 points. Whereas we expect 489 to get 3,200 points. So 489, if the provisioning goes into their averages, we expect 489 to have a 2K advantage on provisions. And we expect 489 to get this arc. Just based on the way that they get arcs historically. This is really spicy. So basically, 489 has to out-provision and get this arc. And 748 needs to get enough ahead on buildings. Yeah, they're balling up for arc for sure. They're going to get started here in just a minute. 434 is still early for going to middle. Outside lanes should likely be rotating to inside lanes, which is exactly what we see here. And then inside lanes likely to move in at about like starting around the 4-minute mark, maybe. Inside lane players would be moving in. Maybe at the 5-minute mark, they might start moving in. I mean, at this point, everybody's going to the middle. Right, so now is the point where I would expect literally everybody, regardless of role and position, to be going to the middle. And that is what we see, right? Regardless of role, regardless of position, we have crossed the threshold where it's time to go mid. Valiant in the chat asking, who's everyone rooting for? Shout out in the chat who you're hoping is going to get the W. Personally, what I want is the closest leaderboard possible. Whoever wins, I want the closest leaderboard possible. That's the most hype, man. So here's what happens, in my opinion. This is my based on historical performance. I think 489 gets this arc and they out-provision. But I think that 748 is going to time warp into no mark. And I don't know who will get more points. Is it going to be the out provision plus the arc? Or is it going to be the time warp no mark? I don't know. And the fact that they already have a lead. But maybe they're not going to no mark. No, they're going to for sure. There's the Desert Storm. Big damage onto these players. Right? So you can see the value of it. Taking these marches down by, gosh. I mean, they're from 330 to 275,000 troops. That's a big deal. That is a lot of damage. Yeah, chat was asking, is it really that good of a skill? And like, yeah, it is. For 3 points that you can precast in advance of the fight. The only problem with the precast is like, okay, they got all the damage in, but like, look at all these marches they didn't hit. I actually can't remember. Does Desert Storm... Does it have a... limit to the number of targets it can hit? 30 marches. Okay. That would explain why they cast it when they do. It is 30 marches. That explains that. Let's just turn off light mode and hope for the best. 748W with the time warp. Next ability's free. Is it no mark, chat, or to the death? What are they going to do? Do you think they're going to play this Ark, or are they going to play the buildings? What's it going to be? Here's the break. Desert Storm, little late for 489 in my opinion. To the death, they're going for the Ark! This is it! Heaven's Grace, 489! The whole match comes down to this! 489 versus 748W. The final Arc Brawl of the game. Winner gets the leaderboard. This is it. Ark of Osiris appears. 748 double C's already grabbing it. 3, 2, 1. 748W has the Ark. Carrier knocked down. Huge sad face train for 489. 748W energetic. Uh-oh. That is looking decided, folks. Wow. When given the option of playing it safe or taking the risk of going for the Ark, 748W took the risk and they take the Ark. Wow. Here's hoping they escort their carrier. Here we see Skippy Prime. Didn't get the memo about what time the Ark fight was going to start. On his way to the middle, looking to get to the carrier, but not going to happen. Escorting marches, going to take care of that. Now all they have to do is score the darn thing. But it ain't over until it's over, chat. It ain't over until it's over. Carrier swap happening now.
And told them there's a light. Eternal life awaits me, yes. No one can dare deny me. I'll gladly give my life for my people.
748. Moving the Ark. Ark carrier down. Wait a minute. Hold on. This is a little uncomfortable. This is a little uncomfortable. I'm getting uncomfortable with how this is going for the carrier. Like, I think they're fine, but are they fine? Like, are they though? Is this carrier actually okay? No one has won or lost this match yet. Gosh darn it, until this arc is scored, it is not scored. And it is not currently scored. It's a 1,000 point game, not even. There's going to be thousands of points of provisions for 489. If 748W does not figure out how to score this arc in the next 5 minutes, they are not likely to win. And I think they have enough time. Like, I think they have enough time, but like, it's not over yet. Wait, that carrier is moving. Okay, wait, hold on. Belly Prime has the ball, bringing it to the cities. This is looking better and better for 748. Put a garrison in that obelisk, chat says. Somebody garrison the obelisk! They're not going to score it in the obelisk. They're going to score it in the city. And they... Do they score it? Hello? Paging player with the arc. Score it? Oh my god. Kissy face. The old duck face. And they score the arc. With style. Style of sorts anyways. They score the arc. Putting them ahead on the leaderboard. Now, in the final 4 minutes, they need to maintain their structures. Because we know that there's about to be thousands of points of provisioning coming in for 489. I know chat is dropping those GGs, but just hold up, wait a minute, because we know that 489 provision game is meaningfully different than 748W. Meaningfully different. Thousands of points different on average. There's no mark. Oh, okay. I don't know how you come back. I don't know how you come back from that. That's that, I think, chat. With no mark activated, that has gotta be GG. I don't think there's anything you can do about that now. That is the nail in the coffin right there, I suspect. Cheese ate too much cheese. Hey, look. First of all, don't be hating on cheese. Second of all, you could put up like a 6,000 point provision score, couldn't you? Isn't that a thing? Am I delusional? I don't know that you could do it against a team like 748W who's disrupting the backline, but I actually don't think that's that weird to put up like 5,000 or 6,000 points of provisions, right? Hypothetically, they could do it. Yeah, they could do it. GY16 did 7K on 1V. Okay, see? I don't think it's likely, and I do think that popping no mark there was pretty major, but let's just see what happens here. It ain't over till it's over, chat. Although it is about to be over. 132 left. Let's look at this provision score. Right? So I expect 748 to maybe hit 1,000 points of provision. 1,100 if they go their average. So what would need to happen here? Here's how 489 wins. 489 wins from this position if the entire match 748W didn't provision, and 489 provisioned the best provisioning they have ever done. Ever. They still could win. Hypothetically. I'm not saying it's likely. I'm just talking about win conditions. Here comes the rally. Choo-choo. Look, everybody, it's Attila in 2025. Oh, man. Attila is the gift that keeps on giving. "20 seconds. What's it gonna be?" All right, with 5 seconds left, I doubt the provisions change that much, chat. It's GG territory, right? There it is. 748W advancing. 489 eliminated with a below average provision score for this match compared to their other matches. And I do think that's in no small part to the backfield disruption from 748W, which is not a coincidence. Both teams played incredibly well. Both teams are incredibly strong, among the literal best players in the world. And that's why you're subscribed to see what happens next in this tournament, because the best of the best are slugging it out, and it's only going to get more insane from here. Shout out to 748W. Congratulations on your victory. 489, incredibly well played throughout the match. What a game. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're headed out for now, but you're not going to want to miss out on more Grand Prix casting. Until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you in the next Grand Prix matchup.